Happy Monday, my friends, and welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. And a very happy Labor Day from everybody here at Prime Sports World. Hopefully you guys got to enjoy your day off, whatever you had to do. But yeah, thank you very much for today on the Prime. We're going to be predicting the 2024-25 NFL season. We're going to talk about who's going to win major awards. We're going to talk about who's going to win each division, who's going to make the playoffs, and most importantly, we're going to talk about who's going to finally hoist the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast as we continue giving you guys consistent daily content, including we're only a couple days away from the start of the NFL season now. Gentlemen, I'm David Huffman, TJ Hopkins, and Mr. Matthew James. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. How are you guys? Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
How's it going? Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, I had to work, so it is what it is.
You had to work.
You lucky.
Yeah, not only did I have to work, I had to do twice as much work for the same amount of pay. So, good stuff. It's good stuff. Let's get out of waste any time. Let's talk about it. Let's get breaking down. Let's start with the AFC. Who makes the playoffs in the AFC, gentlemen? Let's talk about last year. The North was won by the Ravens. The Texans won the South. The Chiefs won the West. The Bills won the East. And your playoff teams were the Dolphins, Browns, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, gentlemen, let's start with the North. Who do you guys have winning the AFC North? And I will let TJ have the floor first, because I kind of have a feeling I know who he's going to pick.
If you know that, then who am I going to pick?
The Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm also going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I think that Lamar Jackson is going to be dynamic this season. I think they're still the best team in the AFC North. The Ravens win the North. Matt, what do you got going? Who do you got coming out of the North?
I got the Ravens also.
Oh, it's a clean sweep for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm sure at some point we'll have a little bit of diversity when it comes to these predictions. But why do you guys think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC North?
Consistency. I think out of their counterparts, they're consistent. Lamar Jackson. I said it a while back. Like Lamar Jackson. Like Joe Burrow is that injury-prone player that people think Lamar Jackson is. And I've never seen a player have their goalpost constantly moved the way it's moved for Lamar Jackson. Like first it was he can't throw, then he leads the league in touchdown passes, wins his first MVP. Then it's he can't win the big one. Now he can't win big games. Like it's somehow always his fault. So yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Moving into the South, I'll let Matt James have the floor first. Who do you think wins the AFC South?
I'm going to go with Houston on this one. They continue their, young virgins here. The South was close last year, and it'll be another close one, but I think Houston will take this one again this year.
I'm also going to take the Texans that come out of the South. I just think that this is going to be one of the more improved teams. I don't think this is going to be close. I think the Texans are leaps and bounds ahead of the other three teams in this division, especially Tennessee. The weapons that they added on offense, I really like what they did with this defense, too, adding Danielle Hunter. This is going to be a very good Houston Texans team. TJ.
Just to be different, I am going to say the Jacksonville Jaguars. Y'all had it last year. You had the division. And then injuries got in the way, and then you fumbled the division royally, I might add.
Yeah, they were 8-3 at one point. They were in the hunt for the number one seed in the AFC, and then you don't even make the playoffs.
So, and not just that, Trevor Lawrence, at one point in time, they were so quick to crown you the heir apparent. And Pat Mahomes said, gee, I'm still playing. But nonetheless, the new heir apparent is in your division. They talking about C.J. Stroud to top this, top that quarterback off of one season, by the way. One season. Matt, I don't know if you were here for this, but I was like, I missed the days where one good season was just that.
Yeah.
One good season, like it meant nothing. It was like, oh, you had a good year. Okay, now do it again.
From the South, let's talk about the West. And does anyone have anyone besides Kansas City winning the West?
No, probably not. No.
Let's just move
Yeah,
on.
they ran away with it.
I think that they're the best team in the West by far. I just don't think the other teams in the West are ready to compete with them, especially with what's going on with Los Angeles. Let's go to the East, where I think it's a little more interesting. I'm going to go first. I'm taking Buffalo to win the East. I know they lost a bunch of their secondary. I know they lost Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, but this is still Josh Allen, and Josh Allen is still the best quarterback in this division. Give me the Bills to come out of the East.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I mean that'll be a probably the tightest race outside of the North out there in the AFC with the Jets and Dolphins fighting for it. But I have the Bills taking the AFC East.
TJ.
Hmm. Hmm. It's kind of like disappointing if it's not the Jets, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, kind of, but I just Josh Allen is still the best quarterback in this division. Whatever you want to say about Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen's better today.
But I understand that. I think I have more faith in the Jets defense than I do Buffalo's.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think that's even really all that much of a debate.
So like if you had to bank on if you was a bed man, you need one defense to get the stop. Are you taking Buffalo's defense or are you taking the Jets?
The
Jets.
Jets,
I'm gonna take the
but
Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
okay. I mean, I don't hate it, but yeah, I'm going to stick with Buffalo. Let's talk about wild card spots. We got 3 spots for wild card teams. Last season, the wild card teams were the Dolphins, Browns, and the Steelers. Who do you guys got this season? I'll let Matt have the floor first. Who's your 3 wild card teams coming out of the AFC?
I'm gonna go Bengals, Browns, and Jets.
TJ.
Bengals who and who you cut out on the second one.
Browns and Jets.
Bengals, Browns, and Jets in that order.
Like, I agree with them. I agree with you on the Bengals. Buffalo
Yep.
and the Texans.
Yeah, I'm gonna be boring too. I'm gonna have basically the same 3 teams. I have the Bengals, the Jets, and then I have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
I think they're still gonna be a good team this season. I think I like what they did this offseason. I have them over the Browns because I just don't know what I'm gonna see out of Sean Watson this season.
I don't know.
I just don't trust it, and they don't have Joe Flacco to come in on his white horse this season. If Deshaun Watson proves again that he's no longer the guy, I'm gonna go Jacksonville Jaguars. But this was close because it's hard to leave a team like Miami off. It's hard to even leave
Mhm.
a team like a Cleveland Browns, who have the dominant defense, obviously, that we talked about a lot. It's hard.
It's not hard at all.
Uh,
It's not hard at all.
and yeah, I also think the Chargers are going to be interesting. But the 3 best teams that didn't win the division are Bengals, Jets, and Jaguars, in my opinion. But yeah, that's been our prediction of the AFC. Those are the teams that are going to make the playoffs. The 7 teams that are going to be the cream of the crop. When it comes to the AFC. Swing it into the NFC, where the Chicago Bears play their football. And if you don't know this already, all 3 of the panelists on this show right now are all Bears fans. The last year, the North was dominated by the Detroit Lions. The South won by Tampa Bay. The West went to the 49ers. The East went to the Cowboys. And your wild card teams were the Eagles, Rams, and Packers. Let's start with our NFC North. Let's talk about the NFC North. Who do you have coming out of the North? I'll let Matt James have the floor first for the NFC North.
You want me to say the Bears, don't you?
I mean,
No.
I'm going with the Lions to take this one in a close division with the Bears and Packers being right behind them. But I still think that they still have it just a little bit above the Bears with coming in on a new quarterback. We'll see how that pans out for them, and see if Green Bay's um, second half run from last year is still, legit, and how good they actually are this year. So I'm going to take Detroit in the North.
I'm going to go Detroit in the North as well. I still think they're the best team in the division. I think it's close with them and the Green Bay Packers. I really could see it going either way. You pay for Jordan Love. Once you pay Jordan Love, you kind of have to go to the next upper echelon. The next upper echelon is winning the division. But I still think the Lions take this. But it's going to be very close. TJ.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Lions. Jordan Love is getting the same amount of recognition as C.J. Stroud, and the people that are just sold like, oh, I've seen enough, bro. 9 games. Like he was 18-1 in those 9 games, and yeah, they were 3-6 in the first 9. So it's like, come on now, like let's be real. We're not gonna forget the fact that they started 3-6. Not gonna knock that off. Detroit. Now let's see how you play with expectations. There's more expected out of you this go round, even more so than last year. I like the what's their GM? I think Aaron Glenn. Like, yeah, they finally got a GM that looks like he knows what the hell.
I thought their GM was something Holmes.
It's either Aaron Glenn or it's something like that. I think that's him.
Hold on, I'll look that up real quick. Brad Holmes is the general
Brad
manager.
Holmes.
Yeah.
I think the guy's name was there. Is there DC? I think could be wrong on that one too. Yeah, Detroit should win.
Aaron Glenn is the defensive coordinator.
Okay, yeah. Detroit should win this division going away because they gave Jared Goff some money too.
Yep. Extended him this offseason. They extended him, so
yeah, like go ahead and prove that last season wasn't a fluke.
To the north to the south, and I'm going to go the Atlanta Falcons. They have pushed all of their chips to the middle, bringing in Darnell Mooney, bringing in the pieces on the Monty Judon on defense, Justin Simmons, and
this
obviously
is also like your third or fourth year in a row
yeah.
picking the Falcons. I'm
just but picking also Kirk Cousins. Bringing in Kirk Cousins, you have a serviceable quarterback now. He's not wrong. Bijan Robinson should have his best season as a pro. Give me Falcons. I also don't think the other teams in the division are all that good. We'll see what we have with Tampa Bay, but everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, it's possibly the weakest division out of them all. I'm taking the Falcons to run away with this. Kirk Cousins can stay healthy most of the season. He should be able to propel them up top there, and give them their division title this year fairly easily. So probably at least 2 or 3 games.
TJ.
It's hard for me to go against Tampa. They have the say. That's what I think people. I understand training camp is a thing and whatnot, but that rapport that you develop from season to season, that's pretty important. And Chicago's gonna have some growing pains. Atlanta's gonna have some growing pains because it's a lot of new pieces that you got to fit together. Tampa Bay don't have those problems. Like, they still got Baker, they still got Mike Evans, they still got Chris Godwin. The tight end's escaping me. I forgot who the tight end is. And some of the cats on defense are still there. Like that rapport is there. Give me Tampa. It's gonna be close though. It's gonna be close. Those two teams should literally flip flop week to week on who's winning the South.
From there to the west, is anybody taking anyone besides the 49ers?
The Rams. I'm just playing. Oh, yeah.
Let's just skip the West. Let's talk swing right into the East.
So let's just skip it.
I just don't think it's worth talking about because the San Francisco 49ers are the best team in that division by far. Moving on from there, let's talk about the East. I'm going to go Philadelphia to win the East because nobody seems to want to win the East in back-to-back years. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles to win the East.
The Washington, no, I'm just playing.
What are you going to go? The New York Football Giants?
I started off saying Washington. I'm like, nah, let me stop playing. Oh yeah, like it's hard to not pick Philly, like especially when you see the shit that Dallas did or didn't do this season. Everybody's like, remember Jerry's like, oh, I'm all in, and I was the one that's like, oh, he all in on the guys he has. That's what he meant when he said he's all in. CD got the bag. Micah's probably gonna get the bag. No, Micah's definitely gonna get the bag, which means the odd man out is who?
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's probably not gonna be playing quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys in the 2025-26 season. And Dak's probably like, you know what, I'm okay with that because whether it's you, whether it's the Raiders, whether it's the New York Football Giants, somebody like that, I'm going to get my 60 mil. Somebody's going to give me 60 million. I am fine. So it's hard not to pick Philly to win this division.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles here. I just think they're going to be the better team out of them all, and the Cowboys are going to take a slight step back. I just find the Eagles being a better all-around team, especially bringing in Saquon Barkley in their backfield, and I think he'll be able to step up and possibly, go for that
Man, we probably
coming
gonna see
player of the year there.
But we
So
probably gonna see some stuff out of Saquon that we ain't never seen, and that's saying something because even with the Giants, he did some shit. Like he,
He's gonna be playing against the best offensive line he's ever
kind
had.
of like Shady going in there doing some stuff. So I kind of see him playing a not the main role, but a key role for them in that type of offense, and that definitely puts them as one of the more dangerous teams to watch out for.
To the 3 wild card teams, and TJ, I'll let you go first with your 3 wild card teams to represent the NFC.
Okay. I'm gonna go Atlanta because I got Tampa winning the division. Shock the world. I'm gonna go Chicago. I think Chicago edges out Green Bay just a little bit to get that other wild card spot. And then I'm gonna go the Rams. I don't have the Dallas Cowboys making the playoffs.
Man, that's bold. Matt.
I'm going the let's go Bears, Packers, and the Rams.
Is that possible?
Yeah, you said Bears, Packers, and Rams.
I'm talking. Well, I was most of the Bears, Packers thing.
You weren't expecting the Rams, huh?
I'm going Bears, Packers too. I think the Packers are going to be the number 1 wild card team. I got the Dallas Cowboys in there, and then I can't believe both of you don't have the Dallas Cowboys even making the playoffs. That would be quite the. If that legit happened, everybody would get fired in Dallas.
It's ugly, man. It's ugly, man. Like it ain't looking.
Micah's going to be a Bear in 2025, so let's make it easier.
Once you get on the football field, winning starts to cure all that contract stuff.
But it's still ugly though. It's still ugly.
But I'm going Packers, Cowboys, and then I got the Chicago Bears as my final wild card team. I feel like a homer picking the Bears, but I want them to make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, I think the Rams are the clear number other team that, like, if that's a homer pick, if you guys all think I'm picking homer team and everybody else is, but I think the Bears are going to be a playoff team. This defense is going to be good.
Strong defense, up and coming offense.
So Bears, but if I'm being really honest, I'm not sure if the Bears are going to be a playoff team this year. I'll go Rams. But Packers, Cowboys, Bears, I'm sticking with it.
All right.
From the team awards, let's talk about individuals. Let's talk about MVP. I'm going to go first because I just want to have the floor here for a second. I got Josh Allen winning the MVP. You take away his two best weapons, they still end up winning the East. Josh Allen will be the MVP of the NFL this season. We've been talking about Josh Allen. Will he win the MVP? This will be the season where he wins the MVP. He's going to show his worth with a bunch of young receivers, a bunch of makeshift defensive backfield there. Josh Allen will the Buffalo Bills probably to the best record in the AFC.
Matt, go ahead.
I'm going. Damn. I'm bouncing between Lamar and Jalen Hurts.
Lamar repeats as MVP.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts.
The black man in me would love that for Lamar to win his
As I
win
said
his
before,
third.
I mean, he's got the weapons to make Philly one of the, toughest, teams to stop offensively.
Right
And
eagle.
I mean, you got
Right team,
Lamar, you
wrong
got
eagle.
Derrick Henry. I mean, taking both there in Baltimore.
Right
I'm gonna
team.
go out of give me Jalen Hurts.
Right team, wrong eagle.
You got Saquon Barkley winning the MVP?
I have Saquon Barkley winning the MVP.
Boom.
Man, no, I'm talking
That's
about
my
bold.
comeback.
I think with this offensive line and that entire Philadelphia organization out to prove something, because what can be said about Jacksonville can be said about them, and worse to an extent, because they were 10-1. You were 10-1 during the first 11 weeks of the season, and then you managed to fall all the way down to, you lost 5 out of your last 6 games, and then got your ass kicked in the wild card. You ain't lose, you got your ass kicked. You got Baker Mayfield. Hey, think of so Saquon, and you said it, David. This is the best. This is hands down, not even close, without a doubt, the best offensive line that Saquon Barkley has ever had. This is the most talent he's probably been surrounded by since his days at Penn State. I'm not even joking. He ain't gonna have to dance 5 yards in the backfield just to get back to the line of scrimmage, just so it's not a negative run. I think he gonna break some kind of record this year.
From the MVP award, let's swing into what I have on the graphic here. Actually, Coach of the Year. Who do you guys got Coach of the Year?
I'm gonna go Atlanta. Raheem Morris taking that next step, taking Atlanta back into the playoffs. I mean, it's either playoffs or bust at this point with the moves they've been making. So, Atlanta could be a tough team to take out in the playoffs once they get in there too. So I'm going to go Raheem Morris with Coach of the Year.
You going Eberflus?
I'm going Eberflus. Because it's kind of the same thing, same argument that Matt just made, right? You made all these moves. You get a Keenan Allen in the offseason. You draft Caleb Williams. It's all there. Right? You got a top 12 defense, up and coming offense. It's all there.
I'm gonna go Robert Saleh of the New York Jets.
I like that. I'm not mad at that at all.
I mean, because that team should have one of the better defenses in the league, and if he can get the offense to turn around and be, Aaron Rodgers-led offense, Robert Saleh, and especially if they make the playoffs, if they end up being a playoff team, I think he definitely elevates himself to Coach of the Year status.
If they make the playoffs, if they win the division, make the playoffs, he saves his job.
Yeah,
and me and David, we talked about that when we did the Jets preview. It sucks that he's on the quote unquote hot seat, but that's just what it is. Like, it is what it is. He wins Coach of the Year, he saves his job. Now, you're not gonna fire the Coach of the Year.
Yep. To DPOY. Who do you guys got winning DPOY? TG, I think you know who I have winning DPOY.
I don't, but I'm gonna go Jalen Johnson. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna I'm gonna go Nick Bosa. I think, Nick Bosa.
I'm going Kyle Hamilton, safety from the Baltimore Ravens. I think that Ravens
Wow.
defense will be the best defensive unit in the NFL.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, Matt. He was on
Kyle
that.
Hamilton is going to be the best defensive player. I'm the best defense in the NFL. Kyle Hamilton, DPOY. Let's go, baby. Ride it.
Yeah, he was
I
on.
was
Yeah, he was
not
on that.
even.
Right there in pencil.
Matt, he was on that. We did the Ravens preview. I'm all like, bro,
Yeah.
you know how many players you got to name before you even get to Kyle Hamilton on the
Kyle
Ravens
Hamilton,
team?
win a DPOY. Go to
Like,
Vegas, put a little $5 bet down on some Kyle Hamilton action. Watch it pay out for you.
I may as well throw it down for like Montez Sweat or Jalen Johnson.
No, Kyle Hamilton, baby. Let's go.
Oh hell. Give me. Oh goodness.
He threw a curveball at you, huh? You weren't expecting
I know. Now it's like, all right. Now I'm thinking. I'm gonna go Aiden Hutchinson,
I like that.
I like
I
that
like
one
that.
too.
I like that. I
too.
like.
Yeah.
I like that.
taking another step forward. I mean, he came in as one of the more dominant, younger kids coming out of Michigan, and he's gonna be part of that, next step Detroit needs to take to make that another Super Bowl run if they want to. So I'm gonna go out of the limb and
You know
let's
what?
go Aiden Hutchinson.
I take my back because mine's kind of chalk. Nick Bosa's always kind of been in the Nick Bosa's pretty much been in the conversation since he's been in the league, right? Right, yes. You know what? I'm gonna go Sauce. Give me Sauce.
Okay.
Nice.
Give me Sauce Gardner.
To the other side of the ball, offensive player of the year. And Matt James, I'll let you go first with your offensive player of the year.
The offensive player of the year. I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts, my MVP.
TJ.
He sweeps it. Okay. Don't hate that. Ooh. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Man, how dare you?
Oh, did I take
I'm taking the Sun God too. I'm on Ross St. Brown to win OPOY. I'm not even going to change it. I feel real confident. He's going to have a monster season. The Sun God, I'm on Ross St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Going to have a real shot at winning OPOY. I actually kind of like your Saquon Barkley pick too. I expect him to have a massive season.
Courses for each of the awards we've said so far.
What?
Courses, just keep an eye on for anybody in that, because we usually have a dark horse.
Oh, dark horse?
Yeah.
DPOY, I think Micah Parsons is for sure going to be in the conversation for DPOY. He's been a runner-up a couple times. I think he's for sure going to have his name in the conversation at least. I also like Jermaine Johnson, the second from the New York Jets. Taking that maybe another step. And I also think Danielle Hunter has a real opportunity to win DPOY. I mean, he's going to be playing on a Texas team that should be pretty relevant this season, and he put up like the kind of Danielle Hunter type sack numbers. I mean, he's going to be in that conversation for DPOY for sure.
Okay.
And then OPOY, we're talking about dark horse. I mean, I mentioned Saquon Barkley, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think CeeDee Lamb, who won the award last year, should have a monster season. In fact, he just got paid. I expect Chris McCaffrey to continue to have a fantastic year. So
continue to be Christian McCaffrey.
And I don't necessarily even hate the Jalen Hurts prediction. I think Jalen Hurts should have statistically a very good season in Philadelphia.
True.
To the rookies, let's start on the offensive side of the ball. How many guys got winning OP offensive rookie of the year? I think this should be fairly obvious, right?
I'm definitely being a homer, but I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Marvin Harrison Jr. does gangbuster stuff. It's gonna be on some. Hey, Marvin down there somewhere. Just throw it up and he gonna go get it. Hey, so that seriously, this might be the tightest rookie of the year race in a minute. Last year CJ Stroud kind of ran away with it, and this year you got Caleb, you got Jaden Daniels, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. It's so many. It's a lot of ways this can go. You got a Blake Corum with the Rams who's
Mhm.
gonna contribute. Oh, and thoughts and prayers out to Ricky Pearsall who's at home recovering. Can't take your time. That field ain't going nowhere, bro.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Caleb Williams, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of his counterparts win it.
I'm going Caleb Williams too. I know it sounds like a homer pick, but I just expect him to have a monster season. So
Well, you said it when you said it when we did the Bears preview. Like no rookie quarterback has come into the league with this supporting cast. Like this is no rookie inherits that.
yep.
So with that comes greater expectations, and everything we've seen so far says that he can handle them.
Yep.
So
Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go Caleb Williams. Agree with TJ with watch out for Marvin Harrison Jr. out there in Arizona to be next. There, Larry Fitzgerald out there. I mean, he can catch everything. Big guy, great hands, great routes. I'm going to go Caleb Williams though with this. He's got all the talent around him, every weapon he needs, and it's out there pretty much for him to take this pretty easily. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. And let's go on the other side of the ball. Let's talk about defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year. Sorry. I got Quayon Mitchell, the defensive back that's going to be playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, coming out of the University of Toledo. Get that action. But I mean, if the Philadelphia Eagles end up becoming the number one seed at least in the East, winning that division, it's going to have a lot to do with the fact that their secondary is going to be much improved this season as opposed to last season. And Mitchell's going to be a big part of that. So I got him as defensive rookie of the year. I think this is one of those awards that I feel is stupid wide open. Like I think there are a million guys that could win this award this season.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Terrion Arnold out of Detroit. I mean, he's gonna be going in there. That's something that they were desperately needing. I mean, I love the pick for them. They're at corner, and I mean, as I said with Hutchinson, that's another piece of that puzzle that they need to take that next step forward in a got some pretty tough offenses out there in the NFC that they have to deal with in the playoffs and quarterbacks and everything. So I'm going to say Terrion Arnold's going to step it up on this next level coming out of Alabama and win the defensive player of the year, rookie player of the year.
TJ.
man, Johnny Newton.
Oof.
Johnny
Okay.
Newton. No more said. Jerzon should have been a first round pick, fell to the second round. Washington got it still. Give me Johnny Newton.
From there, let's talk about the final award, which is Comeback Player of the Year. Matt,
On,
who do you
if
got
it's
winning
anybody,
Comeback Player of the Year?
You say anybody not named
I
Aaron
mentioned
Rodgers,
it earlier. I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley as
I don't
the
think he's
comeback.
I
And
don't think
if he
I'm not sure.
stays healthy, he'll definitely be in the conversation as Aaron Rodgers. But I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley on this one.
I'm not sure technically Saquon Barkley is eligible
He
for this
doesn't
award.
qualify.
He
Yeah, I
does
don't.
not. All right. I'm going to go
No, he played
Burrow.
14 games last year. He doesn't qualify.
All right. Joe Burrow.
He played what, 10? What's the
Burrow
Joe
played
Burrow.
cutoff?
10?
Joe Burrow does qualify. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure. They just added this new rule because they were real pissed
Yeah.
off. They were
All
real
these
pissed
rules are
off
changing
that
on us here.
well,
Um,
they were pretty upset that DeMar Hamlin didn't win the Comeback Player of the Year last year. So they just changed. They
yeah.
put this language into the rule so that stuff like that doesn't happen again. Where Joe Flacco's on his couch, not injured, just not part of the NFL, comes back and wins the Comeback Player of the Year. That's what they want to avoid.
So, I mean, either Joe Burrow or Aaron Rodgers.
TJ.
I think Aaron Rodgers is like the betting favorite. Like I think to the point where like if you put money on him, you lose money. Like it's not like
Yeah.
It's,
All you have to do is pretty much stay healthy at this point.
like Aaron Rodgers is not a safe bet to win. Like you got to put a lot of money down and win $100. Like that's not a good bet. Um. Oh man. Does Trevor Lawrence does he qualify? Did he play too many
No,
games?
he played too many games.
Give me. Actually, you know what? Give me Anthony Richardson.
There you go. I like that. I like that one. That's not how I'm gonna pick, but I do like that one a lot. I'm gonna go Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins, coming out, I think
Oh.
Atlanta is gonna be the best of those teams that we talked about. Kirk Cousins should have a monster season. He's probably gonna have the best offensive line he's ever played with in Atlanta. Atlanta has a top rank offensive line, and we're talking top 5 in the league. He's gonna have some weapons there. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Darnell Mooney. I mean, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier. Kirk Cousins should have put up big numbers, and he's gonna win comeback player of the year, I think, in my opinion.
Okay. I don't have an issue with that.
From there, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's first talk about what do you got your matchup being in the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
I'll go first. I'm gonna go. I know I said yesterday on yesterday's show that I didn't think the Kansas City Chiefs were gonna repeat. I'm changing my mind. I'm waffling. I'm going Kansas City versus Atlanta in the Super Bowl, with Kansas City winning the whole damn thing and doing the thing something that's never been done in the history of the league, a three-peat.
Man, give me the Ravens.
And then I'll give you my Super Bowl MVP after, a little bit later.
Man, give me the Ravens and the Bears, and the Bears. No, I'm just playing. I do like the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. That pick is that pick is real. The Bears, that's just wishful thinking. Give me the Ravens and give me the Ravens and the Lions. I think some way, shape, or form, the Lions gonna have to come across Atlanta, and in my scenario, like Atlanta, San Fran, Tampa. They're gonna have to see one of those, some variation of those 3 teams. And again, you had San Fran dead to rights a year ago. If Dan Campbell kicks field goals instead of going for it every time, you probably do go to the Super Bowl. Hey, if you constantly keep it at a 3-score lead, you win that game. It's virtually impossible to come back in enough time. Give me the Ravens and the Lions, and I'm going with the Ravens to win it. I'm gonna just go skip to the next one.
I'm taking Kansas City to repeat. Matt, I'm going Ravens. I've been bouncing between the 3, between the Niners, Lions, and Eagles. I'm going to go Eagles. To go different here, and I'm going to go the Ravens winning it with give me Derrick Henry MVP.
Whoa, man. King Henry winning the MVP. I don't necessarily hate it. My MVP, Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. My MVP is Chris Jones. I think he's going to be dominant in that game against the Atlanta Falcons. And he's going to be like, yeah, defensive player, we're winning MVP again. It's been a while since the defensive player won the MVP. Chris Jones is going to put a stamp on that game, and he's going to win the MVP of the Super Bowl 54.
My Super Bowl MVP is Kyle Hamilton. It's either Kyle. No, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna come down between Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith. I think those 2 dudes gonna go back and forth for Super Bowl MVP. Because I just think because of they both got that stupid sideline to sideline ability. Like you're not gonna get past them like very often, if at all. But give me Kyle Hamilton.
And with that, that has been our predictions for the 2023. I didn't fix this graphic, but that's frustrating. Let me just do that real quick. Hold on. I hate when I make mistakes like that. All right. Anyways, but yeah, this has been our 24-25 NFL final prediction. I never updated anything about this, Grant. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, man. This is no good. I didn't fix the one before this either. No,
It happens.
I'm just, whatever. But yeah, this has been our 24-25 preseason predictions, not our final predictions. We talked about who we think is going to be coming out of the divisions, who's going to be the playoff team, and who's going to eventually hoist the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is David Huffman. Right there is Mr. TJ Hopkins and Mr. Matthew James. On tomorrow's episode of The Prime, we're going to be giving you our predictions for week number 1, because we're 3 days from the kickoff of the NFL season. Cannot wait. Thank you very much for joining us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Gentlemen, what do we do here at The Prime, my friends?
We bring
the heat.
Yes, sir. And we got a shout out from Twitch saying, "Hey, what's up?" Thank you for the shout out. We're about to wrap up the show. But if you'd like, share, and subscribe to our podcast there on Twitch, you catch all of our content. You guys all have a good night. Stay safe out there. Peace out, brothers.
Have a good night.